All right, live chat.
See if it's streaming or not. Give me a link so I can share it.
I think it's gonna. I have to share. I got the share one.
I think you need to get a headset, dude. Like if you want to make it more
What?
like easier to monitor your audio.
Oh, I can put earplugs in.
Okay.
Oh no, I can plug. Yeah, I do this.
And can you pull your microphone closer to you?
Yeah.
Just microphone should be like, yeah, put it there and then speak in front of it. Like here, look at me.
We're live, by the way. Are we live? No, we're not.
We're not live, are we?
Unable to highlight.
Let me actually pause it and start again. Hold on a second, one more time.
No, we are live.
Are we?
Yeah, you just.
I just bite the microphone.
Who cares?
Mike Nash.
This is where it's fun.
All right. Are we live? Are we doing this? What's up? What's up, Mr. Mike?
You can check out
my. We need to share it so people can see.
Last time I had to hit the live button, but we've got two viewers.
It's one of them is me. The other one is you.
Sure. No, I'm not looking at it. I'll post it up on. All right. Do you like the all right? I can sound way more Australian. All right. How you doing?
All right.
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate. Let me actually post it on Facebook. So we need to actually make a plan, Mike, so we can do this weekly, and that way people can expect when we go live or things like that.
Yeah, we could do it on the Sunday. Have like a bit of a leisurely. I mean, we want to make sure we're chatting, don't we? Like every now, once a week, and doing that as a routine.
3 viewers. How's it going? The third person, the unknown viewer. We have 1 person watching us.
Yeah,
that's an achievement.
Well, it's great to have an achievement and goals and everything else. All right. So we're all good, all golden. We're streaming. We've got this set up. It's good to be back at the gym, getting more jacked every time I look at my picture.
That's great. You know, actually, like you messaged me back into the conversation that we talked about, like growth, and you know, I'm sure everyone like gets that point. You try to do something, and people come to you and say that's really hard. You cannot do it. Like you said, someone told you that it's hard to grow YouTube channel because if you want to make this much money, there's like you need to have millions of views and things like that. Or when I wanted to become a 3D artist, do characters, they were like, you will never go anywhere. This is basically nothing. You're wasting your time. Actually, stop swearing.
Just get it. I cut it. I've been trying to stop swearing, but
let's not do that. Let's make it.
We probably shouldn't be swearing in the YouTube because then it won't.
Not just that. It's also not a good thing. Like it's a bad habit because you know it's a negative energy. It affects things around you, so it affects your mood inside. You don't feel it, but it does that.
Well, I did have like I swore today a lot. I don't know. I think there is a negative energy around swearing, but I think it's when you want to like really get your point across. I think it works.
Well, yes, but right now we want to talk for people.
Yeah.
Right now, there's only
point
one
across,
person.
I mean, you could swear it yourself, like, to get yourself out of a rut or a psychological rut that you could be in.
But here's what I wanted to say. So here's the thing: when you start doing something like growing, like whatever it is, like it's business or YouTube channel or making investment, whatever it is, right? You need to go through steps that are actually. They look small, but they are actually going to compound over time, over the years. So one of the things actually doing YouTube is teaching me is I can look at the data and analyze it, and I can see that I'm a trajectory, like everything is going up, right? It's slowly going up, but I can see the compound effect. Comparing it to 2 months ago, I'm growing faster. Comparing to a week ago, I'm growing faster. The growth might be like 0.1% more. Okay. But it's adding up, right? So right now it's 0.1% more. If I keep going like this, in 6 months, it's going to turn into 1%. In a year, it's going to turn into 50%, you know? So it's adding up. The compound effect is actually what they say that all the successful people getting somewhere in life, like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and all of that, they actually look at the compound effect, okay? They don't say it's hard or it's impossible. If you want to do this, you need to have millions of followers, or if you want to do that, you need to do that, to have that. To gain those millions or to get there, you need to actually go through steps. You need to eat crap, basically. You need to go through crap for real. Like if you want to go to the top of the mountain, how do you do that? It's hard. You have to climb a lot. You're going to cut yourself. You may fall. There's a lot of unknown factors. But if your goal is like going to the top of the mountain, the only way to do it is like to think about that goal and just keep going. Okay. Remember the other day I told you like Tesla is going to dominate the car market? I sent you a video, watch it.
Yeah, I have.
They had the fourth quarter with profit. So right now they have 8 billion cash in their account. That means like they no longer are losing money or wasting time or whatever they used to call them. And because of that, they will get into S&P 500 index. And when they get there, S&P 500 has to buy $32 billion of their stock to put it in S&P 500 index. So that means like Tesla will have $32 billion cash plus 8 billion. That's $40 billion cash. Okay.
And there's plenty to
it's
write it out.
Insane amount of money. Like no other car company has that. Remember the other day I told you Tesla is going to dominate the market. BMW, Mercedes, all of these are going to get destroyed. Okay.
Yeah, and it's their time.
It's their time, and it's going to happen. Here's the thing. When I look at the way that Elon Musk is doing it, he didn't take profit for a long time, right? His achievements was like slow, like small number of people were buying Tesla. And then he came up with Tesla Model 3. That actually is like now the compound effect is working. You know, the compound effect is actually what makes you go to the levels that others can't go. Like I told you, when I'm growing my YouTube channel, I look at every single person that joins my channel, and I look at it, I'm like, this is a person behind that screen. It's not a number. It's not like 2,500 turned into 2,501. That one person is valuable to me. You know what I mean? Because that one person can turn, maybe he will bring two more people. Those two might bring like 5 more. Those 5 might bring like 20 more. Each one, or 15 more, right? If each one finds 3 people subscribing to my channel or things like that. So that's the compound effect, right? Right now, my channel is small. A year from now, it will turn into, I don't know, 10,000, 20,000 followers. A year from that might go into 100,000, and then beyond that, I don't know. If I, as long as I see the growth, I'll find ways to make that growth bigger and bigger. So
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's compound effect.
Yeah,
it will add up. It has to.
It's going to add up massively. And one of the things actually I say in my classes, people start making characters and they want to finish a character. Like I can relate it to art, basically. They want to make a character working in a game studio or something like that, right? I tell them, hey, you need to study first. You need to study and learn first. Learn how to sculpt. Learn how to design. Don't worry about making a portfolio piece. Just practice different shapes. Learn make a huge shape library in your brain. So every time you wanted to do something, you can bring it out and use it, right? I can sculpt a head in 30 minutes, like a base, like a nice looking average sculpt. I can do a face in 30 minutes, 1 hour, right? It's because I made those shape libraries. I can immediately use the correct brush and get there, right? So that's the thing. Like, if you use the compound effect and think about 10 years from now, you get what I mean? That's where you actually learn how to. That's how you actually grow. All these people that are growing fast and making so much money. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you something cool. Look at this. That's you. That's me. This is the cool thing I wanted to show you.
And look, and another thing is focus.
Yeah, focus. Exactly.
Focus.
Do you know this? You don't know this guy, right? This guy, M.A.N, he's a real estate investor, he's a big businessman. Okay, he makes tons of money.
Mm.
The reason I bring this up is this. Let me actually quickly check something. The reason I bring this up is because this guy, when he moved to US from Iran, he's Iran, like from Iran, like me.
Mm.
You should see his car garage. He has like 50 cars in his garage. That's the first thing. Okay.
Mm.
But he came from Iran.
Mm.
Okay. He was working in Kmart. He was mopping floors. Okay, now he has a Bugatti. He has many cars, like 5 Bugattis or whatever. He sat in his car and he went to Kmart, the first job that he had in US when he was 17 years old, 31 years ago, right?
Mm.
It took him 30 years to get here. 30 years, 30. Okay?
It's a long time.
It's
Yeah.
a long time. It's going to take time, man. But
Mm.
here's the point. You remember you said it's always the last 10% touch when you make a character that everything comes together at the end. This is exactly the same thing. You work hard for a long time, for years and years and maybe decades, 20 years, 25 years, and then the last 3-4 years everything comes together, and then suddenly it pops. You get rich, you buy everything you want, you become the best at what you do, and then you look at yourself, you're like, oh, what am I doing? What's going on? Like, how did I came from this Kmart? He was mopping the floor here 30 years ago. Now he has like, you should look at his car garage. So that's why I'm like, if you want to grow something, do something, forget about what people say when they tell you, oh, you cannot charge the client this much. They're not going to give you anything. What do you think? Why do you think you can charge so much? You know, who are you? Or, oh, if you want to become this, you need to work so much. You need to have 20 million followers. Otherwise, you will not get anywhere. How do you get those 20 million followers? You're talking about overnight success. Oh, you want to be a soccer player? You should be as good as Messi. Otherwise, you won't get anything. Yeah, Messi wasn't. You know what Messi says? He says, it took me 17 years of hard work for 12, 13 hours a day to become an overnight success. Okay, we just see the last minute of it. That's the problem with us. Like, we see the last minute and we want to be that. And then when we start doing something, it gives us $1. We are like, oh, this is not working. It's just $1. I'm not going to get anywhere. Yeah, you're not going to get anywhere now. You're not going to get anywhere 5 years from now. You may not get anywhere 10 years, but the last 11th years, 12 years, you don't know. You will get somewhere. It's a guarantee. Just keep pushing. That's it. Everything you do, there is no way that you won't get anywhere if you keep pushing. If you don't stop, you will get somewhere. I'm telling you that. And even beggars, you know, the best beggars are the ones that are in the business for a long time. They understand. Imagine this. Think about it. This is actually a good example. They understand the psychology of people. Okay. They deal with these people, like beg people, like, and they understand how they can make money effectively from people. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they see so many people every day, right? Some of them are actually making a ton of money. That's why they're doing that. It's a business now. Okay. And this is what I say. I tell my friends all the time, like, no matter what you do, whatever you do, just keep pushing and be the best at it. It doesn't matter. You'll get there. You will achieve anything you want. It's just like about pushing. But if you look at someone and say, oh, that guy's making $20 million because he has like 100 million followers, right? Then you're going to get disappointed. You won't actually keep going. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's in life, you're conditioned by your parents, by people around you to set limits. Yeah, in judgment, and to set limits for yourself. Psychological limits. Like, you're setting them. I've been really trying to like get real flexible lately, and I'm noticing when I'm in an extreme amount of pain, my body says stop, and then I say go. Right?
Yeah.
Like, my body's, I'm telling my mind to keep going and stretching, and then I've noticed I've improved my flexibility with that 40% within one day, because I pushed, and when I broke myself, that's what you got to do with work. You got to break yourself, and if you continually break yourself, you will get to your goal. And it's just like anything. It's you have to tell yourself that you can achieve these things. The more the negative thoughts come out, you have the clarity of positive thoughts to materialize what you really need.
And you know, one of the
What
mistakes,
your goals are, not your needs, but your goals.
yeah, and one of the mistakes
Yeah.
people do, like they say like, I don't care about money. Okay, that's wrong. Like, it depends. Like, if you
Yeah.
just make money and waste it and don't give a shit about it, I swear, that's I
It's
couldn't give.
hard. Like lately, I've been doing. I don't know. Just
If you don't,
go.
yeah. But if you
I
don't
did it.
care,
I did a video today, and I swore through it. I'm not sure if I'll upload it now, but I'll let you watch it, and you can let me know.
yeah, sure. But here's what did I say? I forgot what I was saying.
About the positive mindset and being more positive when I was talking about that, and the
Yeah,
negativity that you get of people telling you things
I mean, yeah. Let me actually listen to the
that
video. I
and
will remember now.
the negativity that you get of people telling you things
Hold on a
that you
second.
watch it and
Yeah, but if you
I
don't
did
care,
it. Like lately, I've been doing. I don't know.
one
Just
second, one second. That's wrong. Like, it depends. Like, if you just make money and waste it and don't give a shit. Oh yes, this is what I was saying. I just watched the video to see what I was saying.
That's a good trick.
Yeah, if you waste money and don't care about money, and constantly say that I don't care about materials, then materials will run away from you. Simple as that. If you also push for it the wrong way, they're gonna go away. You need money. You need material stuff to keep motivating yourself. You need money to find freedom. You need money to buy the stuff that you need to buy. It's a bad statement to say that I don't care about money. Oh, rich people are bad people.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I get
it's
motivated when I see like Mani Khushbin or people like him are making so much money and they come from dirt. They come from nothing. Okay, this actually motivates me. I'm like, if this guy can do it, he has the same background as me. Okay, if he can do it, then I can do it. I'll do it better than him because I'm younger than him. Okay, and I'm a new generation. I know internet better. I know like I can do the things that he cannot do. I can take advantage of that knowledge and get better than him. You know, so
there's more books, there's more mindset, you learn more about the brain,
exactly.
like reading about the brain, how it works, like then you just the way you think and behave and how plastic your brain is
Yeah.
given the willpower you push into it. you're you have you have to believe in change, otherwise you won't change,
Yes.
right? And to change a habit is to change you. So if you've got a bad habit of not working hard enough and thinking negative, you're never going to change yourself. If you're always going through those bad emotions, you're gonna just you're gonna think crap, and you always think people think money is evil.
It's
In
not
that weird
evil.
way.
The person that controlling the money can define if it's not money is nothing. Money is
Yeah,
just a piece of paper. It's just a currency that defines how much is something, puts value on something. Money is
yeah.
nothing. You should be the evil person too. You know what I mean?
It's just like you always see the like Doctor Evil one. Like
Yes.
it's like all about, but life is all about money in that weird way, because it's almost the exchange. What we've exchanged for is when we went and hunt for things and find food. That's
Yeah.
what we're hunting for. We're hunting for money now, and it's
Money is
without money.
actually a good thing. Money, there's nothing like negative like that about money. Money was the reason that we are evolving as human beings. Money is the reason that we are pushing ourselves, right, to do the things that we wouldn't push. Like when we were in
Yeah.
nature, when we lived like free, like that was a freedom. Like it's a good life. Like you can live in nature, hunt together, and that's it, right? You were still after something. You were hunting, and that's it, right? You were enjoying the sun, the good weather, and everything. But we wouldn't get anywhere. The only thing we did was like, okay, let's find a way to make arrows and bows to hunt easier, or all of that. Or eventually, they came into a way to basically make farms. They learned how to control animals and put them in farms and use their milk and meat and everything and grow. And then after that, they were like, okay, I'm gonna give you a piece of meat. You give me a piece of bread. That was a trade. So that way you delegate tasks. That way you don't have to make meat or bread. You can focus on one thing, and then I can do the rest. But we trade. We'll help each other, right? So imagine this. That was hard to control because there's only so much meat, so much bread, right? But money is something that you can actually have as much as you want, as long as the economy is driven and it's on a good shape, basically, right? So now think about it this way. Everyone is trying to make more money, right? Money is the result of working hard and achieving big things and providing values, solving problems, making quality content, like Eden was saying. Quality stuff, right? Tesla makes money. Mercedes-Benz makes money, right? I mean, Microsoft makes money. Apple makes money, okay? Why? Because they're solving a problem. They're providing value and quality content, right? So here's the thing. Because of money, we are pushed to evolve faster. If it wasn't for money, now we are all after freedom, right? We try to work harder to make more money, but eventually we realize it's not about money. We get joy from working hard and making stuff and progressing, right? I'm enjoying that. I'm growing my YouTube channel. I'm enjoying that I'm teaching people and they're learning something, and I can see someone is learning from my mentorship and might get a job in the future or become a good artist, I don't know, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. That's joy, right? But on the other hand, if I don't care about money, I won't achieve anything. It should be a balance. You shouldn't say money is bad. You shouldn't say money is evil. Money is the result of you working hard, spending your time, right? Money is, you get paid because you're spending time. Until you get passive income, right? As long as you're working and using this and get paid for this, right? That's your life. If you waste it, if you say this is bad, then that means your life is worthless.
Yeah.
It's important how you define it.
And it's just look at it like a report card.
Which one?
A report card. So look at it like that. I'm reporting well, and don't get swept up in it. Like you get swept up in it, you'll spend it all. All right, that's how it works. You're like, oh, look at all this. But you just look at it like this is a good report card. All right, you have your goal. You set your goals. You know, if you want something, you set your goal for it. But you should always be aware of scoring well, and that's your goal, to score well. Like if you take away all the stigma around it and all the bad and all this stuff, and just look at it as a different way of valuing it.
Yeah. And you don't get paid. Yeah, and you only get paid if you provide more value, right? So money is a way to measure how much value you're adding. Of course, there are ways that like some people are actually misusing it, and how do I say, like I don't know. Like, give me an example. Like companies like Gold Quest, for example, the pyramid-shaped company. The guy in the top gets rich, and everyone on the bottom they don't have equal opportunity, right? That's a scam. That's bad. But like pyramid. Yes, exactly. That's not a good way to make money, right? But something like what Jeff Bezos is doing, or Elon Musk is doing, or Bill Gates is doing, or all these entrepreneurs that are changing lives, the way people live. Like if it wasn't because of the tech market, can you imagine what would happen to the society today? Everyone would take their guns out and 100% US. I have no doubt. I should have shelter here, like, buy a machine gun and wait here for people to come and attack me. I mean, think about it. But because we have internet, because someone provided value, got rich because of that, right? I don't have to go to Walmart to buy stuff. I can order from Amazon. They will bring it in front of my house fresh. I can buy everything from Amazon. I ordered this microphone from Amazon, right? I ordered this headset from Amazon. Next day it was in front of my door, and I don't get exposed to the virus. I don't, I basically don't sacrifice my health for something else, right?
We've accelerated the way we are evolving on the internet through the pandemic.
Exactly, and look at it. How much money Amazon is making? How much money Apple is making?
And that's what I don't understand. Like, are we in a financial crisis? I don't think we are.
I think we are evolving. We are not in a financial crisis.
We're not.
There's no crash. There is no stock market crash. There is no, we are failing. There's nothing like that. It's just
getting stronger.
It's just changing, shifting to something else. When I started working from home, I told my wife, I said, this is the future. Why should I waste time in traffic? Why should I pollute the air that's why I decided to buy a Tesla, because I found that having a gas car is a waste of energy and waste of everything, so that's going to go away. I'm telling you, in the next 10-20 years there won't be any gas car. I feel it. Like I can see it.
I was saying that someone was like, everyone will start working from home. It will change the landscape.
It's happening now. I mean, in the US, people are actually moving from big cities. They're moving to other cities. They're moving to cheaper cities. What is the point to live in San Francisco, pay $5,000 in rent to rent a 1-bedroom apartment? Why? If I'm working from home, what's the point of that?
And you know what it'll do? It'll bring down the cost of things.
Exactly.
All
it's
those places,
make everything efficient.
More efficient. And people go like, I plan on like moving near the beach. I want to live on the beach. I want to just like I don't know why I live where I am currently. And I'm like, I'm going to get out and live near the beach, and I want to smell the beach every day.
It's funny. Like all these negativities you hear outside, the stock market is going to crash. Everyone is going to stay jobless. Everyone is going to die. Like, crisis. Yeah, the virus is there. It's dangerous. Everyone should be careful. I'm careful. I put masks every time I go out because I believe in science. I try to warn people if I see someone is trying to do like something not distancing. I tell them go away. The virus exists. All that bullshit they say doesn't exist. It's just nonsense. But the reality is this. I mean, media likes to use negativity to harvest money. This is what they're doing. It sells. Scaring people sells big time, actually. They make so much money from this. They get rich. Okay? So I'll give you an example. 2 days ago, like actually yesterday, a stock market had correction. It's a correction. 5%, 2%, 3% correction.
Was this the S&P?
Everything goes up and down, right? Tech market, Apple went from $380 to $460.
Did everything correlate?
Huh?
Yeah. Did everything correlate?
Yeah. I mean, look at this. I'll show it to you now. I want to give you an example how media is like manipulating everything and negative energy sells.
Anything I follow now
so
Bitcoin price.
Apple was, look at this. This is the compound effect, by the way. This is the compound effect. Actually, let me show you Apple stock. So if we look at Apple as stock, I'm just giving you an example because it took Apple how many years? Right? And then boom.
On the parabolic.
Yes. Because they're dominating the market. They're adding value. This is not just Bitcoin. Bitcoin is different. Bitcoin's value is based on what people value. The value Apple adds, it's solving problems. Okay, it's fixing an issue. It's giving you opportunities to sit on your couch with your wife and sculpt in ZBrush or another application. It's called Nomad or something like that. You can sculpt and export it as OBJ and bring it into ZBrush. Okay, so it's providing value, right? And then look at the stock market. It's going up, right? For the past few days, the reason I'm telling you this, it went to 455. 456, and then it's correcting. This is normal. So far, it's normal. There's nothing wrong about this. Every time it goes up, there's a correction. Then it goes up, there's a correction. Then it goes up, there's a correction. But when you look at media, they're actually saying, Apple stock crash, going down despite like blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Or you see on YouTube, everyone is like, the stock market is coming 2021. Everything is going to go to ashes and we will lose everything we have and that's it.
Yeah.
So negativity sells. Like, I'll give you an example. I told you, my life story, right? I told you in private. When I was young, I was like, if I remember, like 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old. I played a game called Delta Force in my uncle's house with my cousin. Okay. And that was like the first time I was playing using a computer. Okay. Before that, I used Sega or Atari and other platforms when I was younger. When I played computer, I wanted to buy a computer. I had to convince my dad to buy a computer for me. Okay, first he said, no, I don't want to buy a computer for you. You want to waste your time, play games. Oh, leave me alone, blah, blah. I had such an argument. And they told me if you study hard, get a good grade at the school, this is what I understood, right? At the time, this was the trait. How do I say, like... This is what everyone was doing at the time. So he told me if you work hard, if you study hard and get a good grade, then we will buy you a computer. I did that, and they bought a computer for me, right? When I got that, I could never think that one day I will sit in US and talk to Mike Nash about these kind of things and about success in life and how to push yourself. Sit in my office in my home at home, inside my own house in Seattle. This is like 20 years ago, not really that far. Okay. No. And when I look at it, when I go back, it's actually a good, humbling experience because when I look at my life story, everyone was telling me you're wasting time. Everyone was telling me you will not get anywhere. Everyone was like, you want to go out
Mhm.
of Iran? How do you want to do that? It's impossible.
Mm.
No one is going
Mm.
to accept you. When I came to US, I wanted to get my green card. My friend was like, they will not give it to you easily. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I got it after 3 months when I applied.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, it's not about being easy. I provided a value. Okay,
Mm.
I came to US. There was a problem. I fixed the problem, which was helping game companies. And my
Mm.
record shows, like I helped, on Call of Duty. I helped on Ghost of Tsushima. I fixed big problems, setting pipeline, hiring people, things like that. And now that
Mm.
game is selling like crazy. It's the number one selling game on PS4. Right? I'm not
Mm.
claiming that I did everything, but I was part of the game. I was part of the solution. Okay, but
Mm.
if I go back in life, no one actually believed that this is going to happen. The
Mm.
negativity sells. Everyone tells you that it's impossible. Everyone tells you that you have to be lucky. You have to be in a special condition to win big. You have to do this. You have to do that. Now the goals that I have, I'm not gonna say it here, but you know my goal. My friends know my goal. If I
Mm.
say it here, everyone is gonna be like, no, you cannot do it
Yeah,
because
mock
it's
you.
big. It's huge.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason I say it's big because if I could get out of Iran with $800 in my pocket, sleep in the
Mm.
street for 10 days without any place to sleep, sleeping on the seashore, right? And
Mm.
then after that, I lived with my friends for 3 months in
Mm.
a small room. Okay, um, I went through a lot. Like I showed you my pictures last night.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, it shows you where you came from and really
Yeah,
inspirational.
and
Yeah.
now I'm looking at myself. I'm like, if I could go from there to this to 100 million, $200 million and more is actually not hard. It's just
Yeah.
consistency. This to establishing a business, making a school, teaching people is not hard. This to making the best podcast is not hard because I know how it works. I know what you should do to get there. It's gonna take time, 10 years, 20 years, but you can get there.
And you're made of harder. You're harder than you think you are. Does that
Mm-hmm.
make sense? Like you are much stronger. You're stronger than you can actually comprehend, which is
Yes.
insane. You're so much stronger than you think you are. And you have to look at yourself like that. When you're struggling, you go, no, I'm stronger than this. And as soon as you do that, you level up. Like, you know how your quote is like, everything's like an RPG game, you level up.
Yes.
Then you've got that, and you've got that level, and it's yours, and no one's taking that away from
I
you.
mean,
No one.
this is actually interesting. When people play games, they don't say it's impossible to finish it. Why?
Yes.
Because they know there's an end to that game, right?
Mm.
But here's the thing:
And
psychology of it. We make RPG games because that's how life is. We want to make what we have in reality, and the games are becoming harder and harder.
but the thing is, there's another part of it. There's that drip feed of dopamine, which people don't realize. If they're like taxing themselves, if they're taxing, they're distracting themselves with dopamine and other things. Like with you and me, we sit down and we do work and we focus on the work, and the work gives us that drip feed of dopamine. Just like you're sitting in a game, it
Yeah,
gives you the drip feed of dopamine. And people need to understand when they sit down and do things. If you're sitting off and like looking at porn or doing anything, your drip feed of dopamine is being taken away from you. And so you're not
Mhm.
leveling up. It's like you're giving out, it's almost like you're Sonic the Hedgehog and you keep hitting things and you're giving out your rings. So the thing is,
Yeah.
it's like you keep coming down in your health level, and you eventually you need to focus, and that task. And you have your goal. You have your
Yeah.
goal. You visualize your goal. You wake up in the morning visualizing your goal. You've written down your goal. You have pictures of your goal, and you actually say your goal to yourself. Like this. This is where I
You
read a
know,
book.
Mike, I'll tell you something interesting. I told you already, but I'm gonna say it here again. Last year, I made a goal for myself. I wrote a check for myself, and I did
Mm,
things that I was like, I'm gonna do it no matter what. I don't care what the way is. I'm gonna sleep 5 hours a night. I'm gonna dream
mm,
big. I'm gonna do the things that others tell me that artists cannot do. Okay.
mm,
And I started collecting his stuff, like buying his stuff that makes sense to me. Okay. Like this is a time. Like I put it in my desk, just look at it sometimes, right? This means like time is valuable. Okay. Every time I say this, I'm like, shit, I don't have time. I need to be careful. Okay.
mm,
Or or other things like I started writing quotes like you, or about this, like every day I'm hustling. These are
I
the
like
things
that.
like I'm trying to remind myself, right? And I tell
Mm.
you this, like since last year, my life actually changed dramatically because I decided to change it.
Mm.
You know about it. Like I told you part of it. Like I'm making more money. I'm helping more people. I'm adding more value to society as much as I can. It's not about money, and money is
Mm.
actually coming. I'm not doing it because I want to make more money. Yes, I want to make more money, but if I'm helping someone, if I get into a class and teach someone in my mentorship classes, I don't tell them, "Hey guys, 2 hours is finished. Let's go. That's it. I'm not gonna continue." I go as much
Mm.
as I can. Today I could do like 3 hours. I did 3 hours. The other day I could do 4 hours and a half. I did 4 hours and a half. I don't hide anything. I just give all the information that I know for the class. If I can make a tutorial, I will make it and put it on YouTube. I'm actually doing a tutorial about. Let me actually share the screen so you can see. I need to open Painter. I don't know if you saw that troll that I started working on.
I haven't seen this one.
Not that one, another one. This one is I was doing it on a class. But here's the thing. What I'm trying to say is this: when I decided to change my life,
Mm.
things have started to change.
Mm.
That's a decision. Your mind has control. Like there's a power in your mind that if you use it properly,
Mm.
you
And you
can.
have to believe. The thing
Yeah,
is, you have to actually believe it. As soon
and
as a negative thought comes in your head, you get rid of it.
yes,
That will stop you.
and
You have.
that belief comes naturally. Like when I tell you I can achieve the
Mm.
things that I want to achieve, I believe it. I'm not just saying a bunch of.
But sometimes people don't naturally have that. So people have to actually condition themselves, just like
Yes,
going to the gym, condition yourself. They
but
have to also condition their minds to be positive.
think about it. How do you become an artist? With practice and
Mm.
hard work, right? That's how you become an artist, right?
Mm.
It's the same thing in life. Like a lot of things. Like how do you garden? Like when you make new grass, how does it grow? You have to feed it
Mm.
every week. You have to water it every day, like a couple of times, three
Mm.
times, 4 times. You have to
Mm.
check it every day, and then the grass starts coming out. And then after 5 weeks, the last second, the last minute of it is the time that actually the grass becomes really nice. So I'll tell
Mm.
you, I did the backyard and front yard in my house, did the grasses. For 4 weeks, I was like, why is nothing is happening? And then one more morning, I woke up. I'm like, what the hell? It was full of grass.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it was rooting to the ground first.
Mm.
It
You're
was
not seeing it.
yeah, you're not seeing it. It was germinating.
Mm.
So it's the same thing with life. When you're
Well, they have
trying
that
to
story in The Richest Man in Babylon. I can't remember they
yes,
were talking about it. Yes, it's a similar thing to what you're talking about.
it's the same thing. You
Mm.
invest your money, you do the things you want to do. You don't see the growth next day. You don't see the growth in a year, but suddenly it's gonna pop. Same thing happened with my character design.
Don't have expectations then.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if I share my ZBrush screen, let me
I
actually. I
mean, you
need to
can have the
create.
same thing. Well, for work, I think it's good to visualize yourself being able to do the work as well.
Yeah,
But,
you have to visualize yourself, right? That's correct.
yeah, you can sit there and visualize how you might construct something, and it will aid you in the construction of said thing. It will. Your
Yes.
brain is a computer. You're on the bloody computer doing the thing that your brain is willing to do, willingness to do it. So you can always sit there and practice some sort of meditative state of pre-visualization.
Yeah.
And for your life, like if you want a big house, imagine you're in your big
Dude,
house.
I'm telling you,
Smell
everything
the
I decide,
wood. This is what you
it
can
will
do.
happen. Let me
Yeah.
actually tell you something interesting. This is fun. This is the interesting part. Then I will show you my model, and I want to talk about that for a second because I want to give you an example. Use that as an example. Back in 2016, I was checking Seattle, and we were desperate to buy a house, me and my wife. Okay, we wanted to experience it and understand it and invest our money in a good way. But we lived in San Francisco. It was too expensive to buy a house like the one I have here. It's going to cost you like $2.5 million in San Francisco. Okay, I looked at images like in Seattle, and I told my wife we should move to Seattle. We should move there. It's very cool. I like the nature. Oh, the houses are cheap. Let's go check it out. Blah blah. You won't believe me, dude. After a few months, Sucker Punch wanted to hire me. Okay, then I moved here. I actually went to look at houses before I go to my interview. I found this house before I do my interview.
Mm.
Okay, we found an agent, real estate agent. We found this house, and I told them, hey, I'm gonna buy this. They were like, when? I said, when I get my job offer. They were like,
Mm.
when are you getting job offer? I said, I have an interview tomorrow. They started laughing at me.
They didn't think, oh, you're jumping the
They're like,
gun.
oh, come on, you're dreaming, blah blah.
Yeah.
So I got the interview. I did the interview, and I came out, and I told my wife, I'm gonna get hired. That's fine. We went home.
Mm.
They asked me for a bunch of more information, like a couple of days after, and I got hired. We moved to Seattle. I bought this house a month after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we paid everything we had, like because I paid more than 20% down payment. We paid as much as we could. I wanted to have less debt and then get rid of debt as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So it was hard. We also made a bunch of stupid decisions on the way, but I learned from it. And then now I'm in a state that I can work from home. I can enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy the people that I work with, and I'm dreaming big. I'm in a state that I don't have to worry about like small things anymore. Small things are
Mm.
past. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So my wife has a good job. She's actually growing fast at what she's doing. Um, I'm investing in the stock market. I'm doing a lot of things. I'm planning to buy more houses. I'm planning to do other things, slowly like build this up. And it's not just because of money, because I'm finding ways to grow as a human being, learning how to push myself, push the boundaries, do the things that others tell me it's impossible to do. Makes sense? So going
Yeah.
back to this, I I just wanted to show you this creature, like whatever I'm doing, the ogre.
Printer?
No, this character, yes. I
Mm.
mean, if 20 years ago you told me that I'll make this, I would laugh at you. It's the same pattern and everything you do.
Mm.
I decided like I want to make something. I designed it, and then remember I told you there's like suddenly you will pop, like there's a growth, and then suddenly you will get better at some point. The last you said it right. Everything comes
Yeah.
together at the end.
At the
I
end.
mean, for me, I
That's
feel like everything is
that's when
coming.
people lose hope.
Yes, exactly. Just right before things come together, people lose hope.
Yeah.
Okay, but for me, it's like I look at the signs. I'm actually not saying, okay, why I don't have $20 million now? Why I'm not making the best characters anymore? Why this? Why that? Why? I look at it this way. I'm like, okay, today, how much progress did I have? 10% more than yesterday? That's good. Tomorrow, 10% more than today? That's good. Imagine if I continue this way for, let's say, 10 years. What's going to happen? It's going to explode at some point. Okay? I didn't have the opportunity to do it this way because I had to move out of Iran. I had to find a way to move to a safer country, secure myself, like have the basic needs. You know about Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
What's that? Hi. Yeah.
You know about that, right? Let me actually share it here because it's interesting for people to check it out. I'm gonna show the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So this actually says, this is very interesting, okay? It says, I just clicked on one of the images randomly. So it says psychological needs: breathing, food, water, shelter, cloth, sleeping, everything that is like the basics of the things that we need to have. This is psychological need, right? Then we need to have safety and security, health, employment, property, family, and social stability, right? So this is like your very basic stuff. Food and water. This is what you need: shelter, somewhere to sleep at night, right? This is where the homeless people are. Okay. And then you go to the next step. You get a job. You can start a family. You can maybe buy a house, or you feel like, okay, it's getting better. I have something. I have a car. Oh, okay. I have a wallet. Like there's some cash in it, and okay, I feel something is going on. I'm brewing something here, right? That's where where everything is started for me. I'll tell you where I'm going with this. Then I started seeing, okay, can I get married? I'm like, can I have friends? I started questioning myself. I started having friends, many friends when I moved out of Iran. Then I got married. I'm like, I'm married, right? I started feeling connected to people. I started feeling connected to somewhere. I moved to US and I was like, okay, this is where I want to live. The connection started happening. Then I moved to Seattle and the connection became stronger because I love nature. Okay. And then self-esteem, confidence, achievement, respects of others. This actually started happening. confidence. I'm confident of the things that I can do. I can teach. I'm confident on that. If you give me a character, I will make it for you. If you tell me that my future is bad, I'm gonna tell you, shut up. I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna get there because I have experience. I came from this. Okay, I was homeless when I was out of US for 10 days. I didn't have money to eat food for some time. Like my parents, they don't know it, right? But it happened to me. I had to go through that. Okay, if I stayed in my country lived with my parents, I wouldn't experience this. This actually pushed me to get here. Okay, this actually unlocked something in my brain that I was like, I need to push, I need to change, I need to find a way to get here and then get here eventually. So if I can get all of this up to here, right, then moving from this to this is actually not hard. So what is this?
I wouldn't say it's so structured either. You can borrow little bits from here and there. It's because we live in a different time. This is actually really old, that hierarchy of needs, and we're constantly evolving and changing.
It's changing, yes. But here's the thing: the structure is the same. Like
you are taking little bits here and there from each one.
Yes, but here's the thing: when you live in a country where there's like everything is forced on you and you don't have any option to think about other things, then all you think about is like basic stuff. When you're homeless, all you need is money and somewhere to sleep. All you need is food and water and somewhere to sleep. You won't think about, oh, I want to have an expensive car. I want to have a big house. I want to have a business. I want to employ people, make money, do this and do that and push myself and push people and provide value, right? Because you need money to survive. That's like first your evolutionary instinct that is pushing you, right? Natural selection or whatever it is, it's pushing you to stay alive. That's the first rule of life: stay alive, right? This is where you are. But the only way that you can actually become more creative, become more like open, be more accepted, like people like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, those guys that are going to the top. It's not just those are like exceptions, but there are so many millions of people that are actually on that level. Good teachers, good musicians.
And reaching self-actualization is having a reflection, the time to reflect on yourself. And when you haven't reached the bottom needs, you have no time to really reflect on yourself. So how do you get to that ultimate creative part? Is actually satisfying those lower needs, getting everything.
Exactly.
Then boom, it's like a firecracker up top.
Exactly. It's like a fire. You don't need to think about this. If I don't have to think about this, like close my eyes and I'm like, what do I see? I see my future. What is my future? I need to make a change. What is that change? Okay. The moment I can stop thinking about this, the moment I can think about it, stop thinking about my bank account or the debt that I have. Like that's why I'm against it. Like people buy expensive laptops, expensive monitors, expensive whatever. They just buy it as soon as they get a salary. That's a mistake. You need to invest your money, save for your future. Stop, like basically suck it up, accept like what you have, delay gratification, only buy what you need to buy, go through these phases, and then stop thinking about this section. Because when you go here, you can actually provide value. This is where you provide value.
And it'll come naturally.
It will come naturally, yes.
Yeah. Because you feel comfortable. You can't be, like, when you're desperate, you're not creative. You are not creative.
Oh, dude, that's 100% true. Yeah. When you work for a studio, if you have to work for that studio because you have to provide, because you need a shelter, because you need this and that, that's actually like, I mean, come on. You're not creative. You're just trying to make money. And when you say, I don't care about money, I don't believe you. Because you're working in that studio because you need money. You need to feed your family.
Yeah.
That's absolute crap. When someone needs money and they work for money and they say, I love what I'm doing because I don't want to make money.
I mean, this is why people underpay themselves.
Yeah, they want to.
It's your choice to underpay yourself too. It's your choice because you've undervalued yourself.
Exactly. When you think that way, then the studios, or it's not just the studios, every business, I'm not talking about game industry. In general, like companies will, I mean, that's the nature of human being. They'll tell you like how much you should make. As soon as they put a price on you and tell you how much you should make, you become a slave. You're a slave. And like,
how many hours are you doing? Okay, let me value the hours. Like they're not going to even value the hours. Let me time you, and then let me give you my personal value of how I see you, and put it on you. Yes. Like let me impose my will onto you.
So when that happens, how can you get here? When that happens, if you see yourself like that, I mean, companies are not doing anything wrong. They're actually paying you what they pay you. But if you believe it, if you accept it, that's your problem. It's not their
Yeah.
problem.
The thing is, they're always wanting to get a deal,
Yeah,
right?
I mean that's business.
And
Business works this way.
yeah, but you have to have your ideology of how much you want to be paid, essentially. Like if you have a goal, you go, I want to make, say you want to make 150K in a certain year, right? And you have to
Yes.
go, well, how am I going to get there? I need to charge this amount of dollars. Then charge that amount of dollars. Charge
And
it.
it's actually more than that. It's not like I'm gonna charge more because I want to charge this much, right? You need to
Mm,
put a strategy together. Like you did it, we did it like the other day when you were coding your client, we were talking about it.
mm,
So I did the same. You need to put a strategies together. You need to provide a value, and you need
mm.
to learn and understand that there is a way to get there. When you put a cap on yourself and say that it's impossible, then it is impossible because you're capping it already.
It's like that. I can't remember what supermodel said. She said, oh, I won't wake up for any less than, I have to wake up for 20K a day. That's something, it sounds like, she's not going to wake up for any less than that, right? She needs to get $20,000 within
Yeah.
the day, but she set that, right? And she will end up getting paid that, essentially. So
I mean, that's what happens. Like when you put the correct value on yourself and push yourself, you will find a way to get there. I mean, I
yeah,
increase my income. Like, I mean, I'm teaching and I'm working every day, doing
you,
everything.
you,
Is
you're finding ways because you set the
yeah.
goal.
I mean, look
Yeah.
at this. I invested in the stock market on March when everything was low, and everything is doubled now.
Mm.
Imagine how much money I just made from that.
Mm.
Because I wanted to find a way. I studied, I read books, I have business books that I'm reading. I'm reading about the stock market. Everyone was panicking. Oh, stocks are dead. You're gonna lose everything. Oh,
Yeah.
crash is coming. I was like, I told my wife, open an account. Let's start buying now.
Yeah, when there's blood in the streets,
Yeah,
that's when you
that's
buy.
where you exactly. So
Yeah, when everyone is fearful, that's when you buy
and you know why people are fearful?
because of media
Because
bullshit.
they don't educate themselves. They're not
Yes, and
educated.
that's it. But I mean, if we didn't listen to the media, you wouldn't be. Oh, what do I do?
I
You
mean,
wouldn't
when
be.
you educate yourself, you can pick up lies easily. Do it like reading books. If you understand how the stock market works, if someone tells you a stock is crashing because this and this, you will say, "Oh, that's not right. That's
This
bullshit."
is just a. I mean, it's just a phase. It will go
Yeah,
up and down, up
and it's
and
just a
down, up
phase.
and down.
Exactly. Economy changes. Human evolves. We get to the next generation. Everything moves on. That's how nature works. If it's like an example that Eden said, and I say it also all the time. What happens to a water if you don't touch it? Like if you keep water, like like doesn't matter. Like in a glass of water. If you just put it on a table, what happens after a couple of days?
Some might evaporate.
Well, I mean, if it's big, if it's more, it's gonna rot, right?
You said rot.
Yeah, it's gonna it will go bad. Actually, water will go bad eventually
To
over time.
water.
Yeah,
Yeah, given enough time. Yeah.
but if you move this water constantly, it won't get bad. The movement is what keeps things clean and yeah, right. So that's the thing. Like if you just sit there and say, okay, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna do anything.
I don't know if it's a direct analogy, but I know what you mean. It's essentially when it's your, if you have control over your mind, and I wouldn't say control because controlling the mind is not something you can do. But if you are aware of your emotions and what you're going through, ups and downs, and not getting swept up in the fear or like being overly too happy, because like let's say that you won $1 million and you're like so happy that you won the $1 million, you'll get swept up in the million and spend it all. But if you became, okay, this million will run out, I'm going to be smart with it. It's not like it's just because someone gave it to you, you could possibly lose it, and the value that you're putting on it would be less. But if you control the mindset around that, around what you're going through, and being really aware of what your current emotions are, and being like, okay, I'm getting swept up in this, in the fear, in the doubt, and then you take a step back and you view yourself from a third person view and going, okay, this person is getting way too fearful right now. I need to really realize that this is all just it's a construct of what my emotions are constructing. Like they're making me gear towards this, and the media is telling me this. I'm not, like you were saying, not educated enough on certain things. And then educating yourself on your emotions also, and reading books about how you go through things, then you're better. Then you have a much better understanding and controlling yourself. Like if you control your emotions, you can control the outcome of what is going to happen.
What did I tell you the other day about emotions? I told you something.
Analyze your emotions.
I told you something about emotions, right? I said don't satisfy your emotions, right?
Yeah, very much like that.
That's exactly the same thing. When you start satisfying your emotions, you actually
you can't control them. But you can help.
It's gonna
steer yourself in a better direction.
Yeah, you will be on a free fall if you feed your emotion. You will be on a free fall. Basically, if you want to be successful, the only emotion you should pay attention to is like, yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get there. I don't care what you say. I don't care what others say. I'm gonna get there. There's no way that I'm going to stop.
You will get knocked down, and the quicker you get it back up, you're just like,
that's knocking down is actually not bad. Let me show you an example. Look at my screen.
It's like that saying, you know, if you fall off the horse, is it the fall off your horse, you get back on again? Like,
look at this. I'm gonna show you like a year of a stock market on Apple. How many times it fell down?
Yeah, got back up again.
So, if people imagine this. Fall down is like when you stop it here. When the market goes down here, when you stop it. It's the same thing in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you I should switch the screen again. If you stop when you're down, that's what you get. So you're not you don't fall until you accept that you fell and you cannot go any further. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's part of the process.
Yeah, it is. You got to understand it. Like you got to be like, so if something has worked out for you, you I don't know, made a lot of money, you should really be ready to, okay, I could actually have a point where I'm going to feel low, and something can happen to you and you have to be ready for it. And because, you can be really happy, and then something will come along and just go, this is just a reminder that life sucks.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what keeps pushing me forward? I'll tell you this here. It's going to be on YouTube. If I stop it, I'm stupid. Like if I stop what I'm doing now, if I stop it in the next couple of years or 3 years for whatever reason, I'm stupid. As long as I have energy, I'm gonna do it because of this. I actually imagine myself 10 years from now. I know where this is going. I know where this is going, dude. If I stop it, I am stupid. I'm telling you.
And you're visualizing, right?
It's not just visualizing. I'm visualizing, yes, but I know where I'm going to. I know that I'm going to be there. Yeah. My target, I set a target that I know I will be there. Okay, there's not like, am I going to? Maybe not. I don't know. Let me see what Mike Nash says, and then you say, oh, you cannot. And I'm like, okay, I should have stopped. Yeah, you don't say that. I'm just telling you as an example because I don't want to talk about anyone else. So
yeah, that's the it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger says, don't believe the naysayers.
I mean, come on, like where was he? Steve Jobs, where was he? I mean, I'll give you another example. Let's look at this. You guys, you watch this guy's YouTube channel, right? I mean, I don't like his recent videos, but this is the channel that I think everyone should watch. This guy, he came from Iran like me. He was nothing. They came from Iran during the war. Okay, they were a refugee in Germany. Now, do you know how much money he has? It's not just about money. The achievements that he got on the way. Okay, the value that he's trying to provide or whatever. I don't know how much value he's providing. His channel is called Valuetainment. I mean, when I watch his videos, like especially the earlier videos from a year ago and before that, watching his interviews with famous bodybuilders, different successful people that had to go through a lot of crap to get there. It's motivating. And I realized, okay, there is a similarity between what I'm doing, between what you're doing, and between what they did. Okay, they all went through this. So if we want to value him with money, I mean, he's famous enough now. His net worth is everywhere. 150 million. Okay. He started about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 13 years ago, his business. One of his employees actually messaged me for some reason because I was putting did I tell you about that? I
Yeah.
was commenting on it under his videos, and then someone messaged me. They were like, we need an agent." And then one of his partners from
They wanted another Iranian.
and I
Yeah.
said, "Why did you guys contact me?" She said, "I work with Patrick for the past 13 years. We started this business together, and he's into creative people, so we want to find more creative people." And they're right. Creative people are what the people that actually change things. Okay. And I
Well,
said,
it's the hierarchy of needs.
yes,
To get
hierarchy of
that
needs, right?
point,
Creativity. Exactly.
yeah, you
So,
got to have all those things.
yeah. So, when
Which is, I mean, look, self-esteem is a really big one that people don't really realize, and self-esteem will get you to the goals that you need to be.
True, exactly.
Goal-oriented.
Confidence. Actually, you said it right. When someone tells you you're too confident, say bye to that person. Never answer the phone. Never talk to that person again.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Like, why should someone should tell you that if you're too confident or you're not confident? If you know something, if you know what you're doing, if you're not talking bullshit, then why would someone tell you if you're too confident or right? When you're a kid, if someone tells you you won't get anywhere, don't listen to that bullshit. If someone tells you, hey, you will never be anyone in your life. You're nothing. People say that because they're nothing. Those who tell you that because they haven't achieved anything. They don't want you to grow. They don't want you to be someone. They don't want you to add value because they're not doing it themselves. So why should you do it?
Yeah.
If you do it, it's bad for them. They're going to envy you, which is the worst thing. So if this guy, how was that?
It's negativity. You have to realize negativity is actually positive.
It's positive if you take it the right way.
Yeah.
When someone tells me that you cannot do something, I'm like, you know what I say? When someone tells me you cannot do something, I'm like, okay, I'm on the right track. I'm doing something here. Why do you think it's like that? Because average people, when you do something, they don't think out of the box. They're not creative. They tell you you're doing it wrong. When I started my YouTube channel, someone told me, why you're wasting time on this? You should do something to make money. I said, how do you know if I'm doing this for money or why am I doing this or whatever? That actually led me to start teaching. That actually led me to talk to you, to get to know you. And I'm talking to so many great artists. I'm really grateful for that. No money can buy that value. Every person that I talk to is a book. Okay?
Yeah.
When I hear your story, that's a book. When I hear Eden had to go through the same thing like me to get here, that's a book. And at age 24, he's achieving so much in his life that 99% of people never dream of. They don't even dream of it. Okay. So, I mean, when someone tells you that you cannot do something, just cut the wire.
Yeah. Well, take it as a good sign that you're achieving.
Yeah, it's a good sign that you're achieving.
Yeah.
And usually, like, society is like, look at the statements they use. Be careful with your health. You're working too much. How many times have you heard it? I hear it every day. How can you become Arnold Schwarzenegger if you're not working too much? What is Arnold saying? What is this guy saying? What is Jeff Bezos saying? They're super rich. They're famous. They're adding value. Arnold is like, I mean,
I would always say be aware of your health.
Be aware of your health is different than like, you're working too much, man. You need to stop.
You can push yourself. You can push yourself a lot more. You could work to 1 or 2 a.m. every day. You can still get enough sleep.
You see how I work? Like we were talking last night, right? Every time I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, Mike, I'm tired. I need to go to sleep now. Right? So I push myself to that limit and then I sleep. But it's not like, okay, let me have some ice cream, watch some movie. There's time. Tomorrow I can work. It's okay. Yeah. Let's do it tomorrow.
You can do little pleasurable things, spoil yourself, but you don't do that every day, right? So
you need to keep the momentum, dude. The moment you stop the momentum, you're actually forgiving yourself. You're actually forgetting your dreams, and you're actually trying to, whatever. It's okay. 10 years time, I'm gonna get there one day. No problem.
It's like your brain is functioning like a muscle, right?
Because your brain. This is what they say. Like I was reading a book. I forgot which book this is from. Your brain acts like a lizard brain. Okay. If you work too much, we are not made to work too much. Not because it's dangerous, because we are made to sleep during the day for 4 hours and sleep during the night for 4 hours. and then find free food, go after lions and take their leftover of their meat, and then drop it in a fire, and then cook it, and then eat it, and then go back on top of the tree and sleep. That's our nature. We haven't changed, okay? Because here's the thing: for the past 100 years, we evolved so much because of the science that we don't have enough time to actually adjust to that biologically, right? We don't have enough time to adjust to that. The things that our mind is still like the primitive mind, not the mathematical mind, right? We all have creative and mathematical mindsets, which helps us to push forward. But the side that actually is like more on the animalistic side, okay, that's why you're like, maybe I should take a nap. I need to sleep now.
Or take a break. Sometimes you get like that, like you get a bit foggy.
Yes, you get foggy.
Yeah.
Or you're like, let me watch some TV. I'm gonna watch a movie today. I wanted to watch a movie tonight. You said let's do a podcast. I said let's do it. Why not?
Yeah.
If 5 people are watching, that's value. Like 5 people are watching.
Yeah.
If I can change one person's life to a positive, so someone can change the direction of life, I did my part. If I can do more, then better. Right? I could just go up there and watch TV.
Yeah, and it's believing that you're building stamina like a game. You're building stamina. The fact that you didn't go and watch TV is like you're looking at the TV and it's giving you dopamine and it's feeding you, and you're like everything that you do in life feeds that little dopamine part of you.
Yeah.
And you're distracting yourself. So you're going till next time when I want to work hard or want to do something, that you've gone and taken the easy option of sitting and watching TV. And if you've already taken, like, did you take a break before the chat, or have you taken a break this weekend?
Had food. No, I'm not taking breaks. What? I have time for breaks, man. Like if I want to take a break,
you're taking your rests essentially.
Yeah, I'm not taking.
Yeah.
Why should I take a break? I'm sleeping at night. Okay.
I mean, when you're not like gonna overworking yourself.
No. I'm doing what I'm enjoying to do. I'm enjoying this conversation. Yeah. I'm not forcing myself to this, right? Yeah. Sometimes you have to force yourself. That's a different scenario. Yeah. Sometimes you're tired, but you have to force yourself. I had to force myself after working out to finish this character and texture it. And it's not done yet, but I had to force myself to do it because I wanted to make a baking tutorial. I wanted to finish this. I wanted to do some testing some renders, things like that. And I'm enjoying the results.
And there's a fine line between, that's what I'm saying. Like you have to know your body. Like sometimes you only have to take a 20-minute break. Like how I was saying, for creative people,
that's different. That's different than wasting time.
That's not wasting time. That's actually aiding your brain. It's giving you a break, an actual break. I like to screen everything out and just for 20 minutes, just set a bloody timer. 20, 25 minutes max. Just sit down and allow yourself permission to take a break for 25 minutes. And I swear to you, you'll get back up and then you'll kick some ass.
I do that. Like sometimes during the day, I just take a nap for 20 minutes. But it's not just because, I'm tired. I'll do the work later. I'll come back to it tomorrow. I just okay, I need to take a nap to break and come back and do the rest.
It's when you really start to suck at what you do. Yeah. Like when you keep making some bad choices, saying when you're trying to work and you just keep making mistakes, take a break. That's the sign your brain's getting a bit, it needs a break.
When you're foggy, you cannot make proper decisions. That's when you need to take a break. So,
yeah. And when you're emotional, you shouldn't problem solve.
Yes, but you can also control emotion, right? You should learn how to control your emotion. That's the thing. Here's the thing. Like when you work, for example, I'm going to give you an example because some people are to understand it about the art and game industry and stuff like that, right? If you want to work in a game studio or VFX company, right? There are hierarchies, right? You need to respect that hierarchy. When your lead is telling you, "Hey, I want to do this way," you can suggest stuff, but you cannot push it. Okay. So, why did I bring this up? What were you saying? I forgot the conversation. I guess I'm tired.
I think you're getting tired now.
Yes.
We're coming at an hour and a half by times. We got about 25 minutes left, so we could finish up soon. But yeah, I don't know what you were talking about.
I forgot it. Whatever, doesn't matter.
Just giving yourself some slack. Be kind to yourself. Yes. You can be extremely hard on yourself.
Yeah.
But be kind. That's what they say. Be kind to yourself. When you work hard, realize that, all right, when you're sitting, there's a saying that there's no such thing as procrastination. There's like no such thing as procrastination. There isn't. It's just you not having your goals set hard enough,
Yes.
right?
It's
So
like you don't have a direction, you don't have a desire to move forward.
yeah, and you need to get it's like anything. Get your goals in order. Visualize that. I sent you a book about the neuroplasticity of your brain,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes through talking about visualizing your goals. Record yourself saying your goals. That's something I keep forgetting, but you record yourself and you listen to it before in the morning, and you listen to it at night, and you're literally saying you have to actually convince yourself that I'm going to have this, this, and this, and you have to actually say it to yourself, and it helps you because it's about visualizing, it's about hearing it, and they say go over what it would be like to be in your new home, smell it, where you want to be.
That's exactly what I did do. Like I wanted to be in nature, buy a house in a natural place, nice place. When I go out tomorrow, I'm gonna go here. There's a lake. We are going to the lake. It's a beautiful place. I'll show it to you now. Let me show you. Like I wanted to live in a place like this. Now I'm visualizing for the next 10 years, not for tomorrow, not for the next 5 years, 10 years. I'm planning for when I'm 45. So, and it requires a lot of hard work. I did it once. I'm gonna do it again. I did it once. I came from nothing and moved to USA. I worked in all the good game companies, and doing all of that. Now it's time to move on to the next step. Let me actually show you this. This is the lake close to our house.
And just always remember, you're always more capable than you think the world is perceiving you to be.
You are. That is true.
You can learn that thing. You can do that thing if you push, and you have the desire to burn.
So this is what I wanted. I wanted to be in nature and like go to a place like this. Right.
It's gorgeous.
It's amazing. Yeah. Like there was another one, Snow Lake. This is a beautiful place. It's like, oh wow, this is amazing, man.
You've got it looks so much better than what Australia has.
Yeah, it's amazing here. Australia has a lot of good places too, but Washington is just different.
They're in very remote areas.
Yeah, but we had to like hike for, I think, like 2 hours and a half to get here, and then 2 hours. 2 hours and a half.
So it's remote. That's remote.
Yeah. I mean, a card says it looks like Canada because it's Washington. So
that hill. Imagine a house on top of the hill.
Yeah, I'll have that one day.
Yeah, like why not?
Before I turn 50.
Yeah, why can't you have a hike? It'd be gorgeous to live there.
You can do it. It's just you're limiting yourself. It's just about that. Like if you don't limit yourself, you can do it. You can do anything you want.
Well, it's the fact that you can, even right now, let's say you can even just afford to buy food, right? That's like you figured out a way to get some food right now. I mean, why not just like figure better? Like we have the power of the internet, and utilizing it and leveraging the internet is the best way to leverage the possibility for your
internet is the best way.
Goals in life.
It's definitely the best way.
That if it's a predictable thing where you're going to go and do a job for somebody, and you have to go in and clock in every day, it doesn't work.
And you know what? You shouldn't accept what your lizard brain tells you when I tell you that. Like if you're telling you, hey, don't work, relax, you cannot achieve it. All of that is just bullshit.
You deserve to eat this.
Everyone thinks about, but it's not just like stay positive and say to yourself that you deserve it. You have to work for it. You have to test things out. You have to plan. You have to gain knowledge. You have to push yourself. You have to plan for it. You have to think big. You have to stop being mediocre. You have to stop thinking like average public. You have to start finding good friends. You have to start reading books. You have to start listening to good podcasts like this one. You have to, like, no, for real, it's good.
G people up. Yeah. G people up.
What's that?
Why not? We G people up, give them that.
Yeah. I mean,
pump people up. Like,
dude, let me actually
we work in, we work in this like industry where everyone's like, they got like no energy. They've low energy and they sit on a computer. It's all they've.
I'll show you my photo from 15 years ago.
I think we lack energy in this arena that we're in.
You remember
you
the
know,
picture I showed you last night? I'm gonna show you that one here. You keep going.
yeah, but we lack energy, right?
Yes.
The energy that we have for life, the energy we need to push, 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 and push from
Yep.
just the conditioning that we've pushed on ourselves. We lack, like, so, with David Goggins, right? You know David Goggins.
Yeah, of course, man.
He, all right, he's doing
I
these
read
races,
his book. It's amazing. Like the
right? He's doing
achievements.
these races, right? And he
Yes.
has no energy left.
800 miles and
So,
100
okay,
mile. What the hell? That's
no
crazy.
energy. You've got no energy left in the tank. And there's the neuroscience. So I think he's a psychologist. He studied David Goggins for a little bit. He's, I think, Andrew Huberman, and
Mhm.
he said these people that achieve so much, they are able to tap into a certain level of, like, because he was saying about how serotonin and dopamine push you past the point where you actually have no energy left in your body.
Yes.
Those things in life push you, and David Goggins has figured out a way to tap into it. And that's what I think really successful people do. They tap into that part of their brain, and they believe they can. They believe they can. And it's like doing something within the brain. They're unsure of how these people are tapping into it, but there is some sort of mechanism around it that they actually are achieving these things and being so positive about it.
Yeah.
Then they achieve, like, being unwilling just they're not going to give up no matter what, and that's what you
This
have to be.
this is me. But let me
Mm.
share it. I need to share my desktop. That's
Look at
me.
you looking. You're like, what is this camera?
Right. That's me from long time ago. Look at this. Wait.
You look like, I'm gonna say
Look at
it,
this.
but
This is me from how long ago? 2005, I think.
Mm.
My pants are ripped.
Okay. What's that?
My pants are ripped. So,
Yeah.
I mean, what else? I'll show you
It looks
more.
like you're in the military there or something. I guess you got
No,
like
I wasn't. There was just
um your style.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was just this style. Let me actually find more. Then I started working out, and when I started working out, my mindset started changing. Actually, to be honest with you,
That's why I love working out.
yeah,
Because the big
I was actually doing boxing here. This is when I moved out of Iran. This
yeah,
is like I didn't have this. This was everything I had.
everything you have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was everything I had.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's when I started moving out of my country.
Mm.
Let me see. I have more interesting
That's
images.
a nice beach, by the way.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun.
Mm.
I have more actually. Let me see if I can find the
Iran
other.
has nice beaches, eh?
Iran, yeah, it's but well,
Mm.
it's closed. You cannot do anything. You cannot go to the beach, and
Oh, the beach is not open.
it's just for guys, you know. It's a mess. I don't like it. The nature is beautiful in Iran. It's amazing. It's different.
Mm.
It's just the freedom that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That one thing that should exist doesn't exist. So
Mm.
let me see if I can find.
We got 17 minutes left, so we'll go through
I'm trying to find one more photo for you. Hold on a second.
motivate people where you can
We can motivate people to do
kick
stuff.
some ass. Yeah.
There's another one that I cannot find it. There's a set of photos that it's kind of like very interesting. I showed it to you last night, but I'm not sure where I found it. I cannot find the folder.
What was it?
I'll find it now. Hold on a second.
If you go through the pictures that you sent me, you might find it.
Oh, maybe I can show it on Facebook. Yes, you're right.
Not the one with you have the sword.
Yeah, it's not that one. Oh, come on. It's just trying to. I mean,
But yeah, but if people are really aware of they're wanting to better themselves, start reading more books about everything and anything.
Yeah,
Just read,
everything and
read,
anything. Try things.
read some
Try
more.
try
Yeah,
things. Don't be afraid of trying. Don't
yeah.
push
Fear.
yourself down. Like
Don't feel the fear.
yeah, I mean,
Go towards the fear.
when I was younger, like before I moved here, I heard a lot that, oh, you cannot teach anything to anyone. You won't be anyone.
Mm,
You won't do anything. That actually
mm.
stayed on me until like a couple of years ago. Okay.
Yeah, they say it takes a while to shake off
Yes, it
those
takes a
negative
while
things
to
when
shake off
you're
those.
younger.
Look at
Yeah.
this. Like that's me.
Mhm.
I was
Mm.
a good person. Like I wasn't doing anything weird.
Looks like you're in the military still.
Well, it was just a random. We were
Yeah,
going to hiking and things like that. So
yeah.
that's like north of Iran.
Mm.
I don't know what else do I have. I cannot find it anymore. Anyway, like I mean, that shows where you can go, right? I mean,
Mm.
I don't know, and I'm still like I'm just starting basically. This is the start.
Life, it's not a sprint. So, and realize that
It's not a
and
sprint.
don't,
Yeah,
yeah, don't look for the pleasurable things will come along with the achievements.
you don't need
So
1 million YouTube viewers right now. 10 years
yeah,
from now, that's great.
yeah,
You will get it sooner actually if you think that way. If that
mm,
makes sense.
yeah. And it, things will come and materialize when you least expect it, and
Yeah.
you'll be very surprised, and you'll that's where you find your joy and happiness and everything else. But
Yeah, that's true.
I think we can leave it on that note, and
We don't
until
have
the
anything else to
next
say. Yeah.
weekly podcast, we will bring more I don't know, inspiration chats and everything that
We
we
need
can
to make
think
a
of.
plan to grow this, like to
Yeah.
get more people watching. So
Yeah.
slowly.
So like and subscribe, and we'll keep on doing it, and yeah, coming up with things to discuss, and pretty much just growing it, like you said, really.
Yeah,
And
slowly, one by one.
seeing what
I mean,
happens.
at first you get 6, 7 viewers, then you get 20, then you get 30, then you get 50, then you get 80, then you get 100, and then you get
Yeah.
1,000. Actually, if you get
Honestly,
1,000 first, it might be actually demotivating because
1,000. Yeah, you're like,
you
I'm on top of the mountain. Yeah.
or you
Well,
might be like, oh, I got 1,000 only. That's not enough. Maybe I should get to 2,000. You don't
yeah,
understand the value of it.
yeah,
When you get 6, 7, then you understand the value of it. You slowly grow it. And then
yeah.
when you get to 1,000 viewers live, then you're like, okay, this is going somewhere.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you, like when I started Atlas of CG, we did like the first live we did, we got 1,000 live views.
Too
And
many. Too
yeah,
many.
it was too many. It was too many because we were like, oh, we should have had at least 10,000 views.
Yeah.
Come on, 10,000 people watching you live. That doesn't make sense. Like for the channel that just started doing the first video. So
Too many. It is too many. You can imagine 1,000 people in a room.
yeah, it's a
Right.
lot, man. It's like 3
Like all of a
companies.
sudden, if you're walking on the street, 1,000 people start looking at you. Hey, like, what are you doing? It's so interesting, right? And it's like,
Exactly. Yes.
whoa. I think psychologically, it's probably like a primitive thing. It's like, whoa, if 1,000 people are looking at me doing this thing,
Yeah.
I must be really, really important. So whatever I'm doing right now is the best.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. But when you see it as a number, you just don't value it enough. But
Yeah.
I value it enough now. Like I understand the value of people. It's not just a number.
Yeah.
So if they were spending the time to listen to us, I mean, that means like there's something to be said to help them at least, or give them something. I don't know, whatever, even if it's small.
Yeah, and we're constantly learning things and improving constantly because that's what we like to do. We like to feed off information and learn things.
Yeah.
And so each week that we come in, we'll be also teaching you things that we learn each week too, right?
Yeah,
so
we can do it. We will do like 3D stuff. We will do everything as much as possible because we want to grow this, right? We want to grow this, make it big, and then let's see. What do you guys think? Like people watching us.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to say? Any suggestions? Any anything that you would say that we shouldn't talk about, or it's always good to hear the feedback.
Yeah.
From those who value stuff.
Someone said it's society's come too coffee dependent. I'm pretty coffee dependent. Well, I prove myself. I come off coffee and then I get back on coffee.
Oh, you drink a lot of coffee. I drink tea, not coffee.
Yeah, it's same caffeine, right?
Well, I used to drink tea since I was a kid, so it's just a traditional thing that we are used to drinking.
Well, the test is if you can go a month without it, you're not addicted to it.
I can't go a month without it.
Yeah. So it's not like it's ruling your life.
No,
but you should be aware.
I think addiction is like something you accept it and you say I'm addicted. Except like the ones that are actually changing your body's chemical.
Well, coffee does change you neurochemically.
Yeah. So
it does.
EO Artpick says maybe more focus, less rambling. What focus on what exactly? What do you want to hear from?
This is a podcast, like.
Yeah, but it's interesting to hear what they want to hear, right? If they're jumping into this.
We're just going to talk about stuff. You know what? We can't let people tell us what to do.
No, that's true. That is true because the goal is different. But it's always good to hear what people say, to hear their opinion.
It's good. We'll take your opinions on, but we're not going to like have you tell us what to do. So, like that's like going like people. Me telling you, hey, Siamak, you should do this for your next character. I want you to do this. Right?
Yes. No, but he might have a point. Think about it this way. He might have a point. Maybe he's just like thinking if we talk about whatever, it might actually not be, I don't know, like more productive for people.
I mean, you've watched Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yes, that's different. They ramble a lot about everything. So
we're doing the same thing. I just want to chat, grow. Like, let's just talk about anything. Because if we come in this really structured.
No, I don't like a structure.
Then we'll soon be like, hey, can you buy this product of ours? Like, you know what I mean? Like we'll start like getting endorsements and be like, that's how Joe Rogan was starting. They used to sell all like sex toys and things like that. And they stepped away from it. So like, we want to bring just a entertainment factor and a free form flow to it.
By the way, actually, I agree with you because he's saying rambling. It's not actually rambling. Because
we're talking about.
I'll tell you this, because sharing life experience is something that would help someone else to go somewhere, right? Rambling is like if you just say something that doesn't make any sense. So
like that,
and everything I say makes sense. So, I mean, but it's good to hear opinion. That's the thing. You want to know who your audiences are. Why? And are you still there? You art picks. So. How much of it did you watch? If it's rambling,
well, Eckhart's pretty good with
Eckhart.
But that's what I mean. Like we'll ultimately, if people don't like us, they can stop listening. That's how I'm looking at it.
I mean, yes, I agree.
Yeah, like if we know if we know we're rambling and talking about utter nonsense, I think me and you would bring each other up on it.
So he says just cut the last 30 minutes, right? If you're listening for 30 minutes, did you get anything out of that for 30 minutes? He's not being malicious, by the way. I know why he says that, right?
Yeah. I think he has to listen to the whole thing to get the context of where we left it. Because we have psychologically gone through a conversation together.
Yeah, exactly. And I think
it probably does sound like rambling.
Yeah, exactly, because he doesn't know the context from the beginning. But you know, actually, what I think is he says I found value, right? I mean,
that's good.
So something made him to wait and watch. Okay, so that's good. Like listen to for 30 minutes. There is value. So we can catch something here.
We both know that we would bring each other up on if we were to speak crap too, because we're not on that thing of like, how you doing today? Like, what did you get up to? Did you do like these little things, like really boring, crappy things? And you know how you have like really boring conversations with people?
Yeah.
And there's no substance to it. So.
All right, let's finish it. Right.
All right. We'll see everyone.
Join in, guys, more next week, and then we'll do good ramblings that everyone can enjoy.
We'll call it the Rambling Podcast.
That's great. He says I like listening to positive people working towards their goal. That's the way it should be, man. You should think and
join. We can do it at the same time next week.
Yes, we can do it next week, same time. Yeah. That's fine.
We'll try and aim for the weekend, perhaps, when we're a little bit more relaxed and but a solid weeks
I think we should
so we can talk
do.
about stuff.
We should probably make this
Schedule.
just saying it for people, like make a schedule and release
Mm.
something like public, so people know that we are doing this, plan for it, and
Yeah.
basically like share it on groups, and people know, okay, there's a schedule for this. I don't know if this is the best time to do it, because usually this is like weekend, people are watching movies with their families, on Saturdays.
I think it doesn't matter. As long as it goes up, it goes up. I think we need to pick what's best for us and where we are at. I don't think it necessarily matters with the live viewers. I think as long as we're putting content out and that we're doing what we want to
Providing
do.
value, right?
Exactly.
That makes
I
sense.
wouldn't like, I'm trying not to look at the live thing, and because it's distracting, it will
No,
take us
yeah,
off.
I don't. It's fine.
So
Yeah, it's totally
yeah,
fine. It's not a.
yeah. We focus on the conversation and things that we've been up to and learnt during the week.
Yeah.
And
And you know what I think we should do? We can also plan to schedule to do live for sculpting or designing as well. Have that part also, like, because
yeah,
we are connected to the art community, right? Part of us is connected to that, so
yeah.
we can also use that to provide values on that.
Whenever we have work to show. See, at the moment, I'm working on stuff, but I don't like to show it because I like to keep it
Yes, I know.
contained.
I showed this guy because I was just like, everyone saw this character since I started using it
But
for
that's,
practice.
you know what I was saying to you? You contain it. You
Yes,
contain,
you
you hold it
continue.
in, but you're showing it, and you're like, you let that kind of release of. I think psychologically for yourself, for me anyway, I like to not show my work. Like before, I was like showing my work too much, and then I wasn't putting enough time and effort into it because I was getting my
Dopamine release.
little serotonin hit, and you're like, oh, I'm satisfied with everything now. I'm not going to push harder.
That's why I'm planning for long term, 10 years. That's where you actually keep your energy and keep going, keep pushing yourself. So I'm going to finish this character. I don't care if people see it or not.
If your 10-year goal hit you right tomorrow and you woke up, you'd be like, you know what I mean? It's like it's all released all of a sudden. And it's
yes, exactly.
You're like, oh shit, what next, right? And you have to like. So it's like with work, I like to like contain. You should try it. I know you like to. I was going to say to you, just don't show me it until you're like absolutely finished, so you can like blow me away and just like boosh, boosh, and you show me the final renders and it's like all posed and everything, and like it will blow me away. Because now you're like, you've shown me it, you've kind of led me.
Well, I'm doing something now that no one has seen it. I'm just going to show you something. I'm just going to show you this.
What's this? The samurai.
It's a historic book. But I'm not going to say what I'm doing.
All right. Contain it.
Contain it, yes. Maybe in the next 5 months, I will say what I'm doing.
The pop will be so much greater. Like, just imagine your fist, you're doing this, and you're like, once the come out, you're like, everyone saw you at the start eating your own. So we'll go.
All right, let's finish it.
It's getting late for you. Probably getting tired.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. We'll see everyone next week.
See you guys next week. As soon as we are starting to finish it, 2 people joined in. Yeah. Sorry, guys. You guys are late. Let's do it next week.
Join us next week.
See you, everyone. Bye, man. Let me stop this.